Happy MLB trade deadline day. What's up, everybody? It's the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey, and the trade deadline. Look, yesterday at this time, we're like, when is it going to happen? When are people going to make moves? What are the Cubs doing? Well, now the big names are moving. It has been rampant this morning. Big names, the teams that you expect to make moves are making moves. Back end of the bullpen guys are moving. There's new closers in Detroit. There's a new closer in Philadelphia. And there's a new closer in San Diego. And they already have a really good one in Suarez. They landed Mason Miller from the Sacramento A's, or I guess the Athletics. That dude is as good as it gets, maybe the best closer in the game. And you're going, what are they doing? Well, they're stacking up. I love AJ Preller's aggressiveness. The number 3 overall prospect in all of the game, in the whole sport. And he's making a move like that. That's what I'm telling you guys. Prospects don't matter. 18-year-old prospect is the number 3 prospect in the game. Good for AJ Preller. And now there's reports out there that they're not trade. There are some thoughts. Maybe they'll trade Suarez. Maybe they'll trade Cease. Sounds like they're actually moving their chips and going all in. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order.hooters.com. If you don't have time today, just order straight to your door, straight to your office. Order.hooters.com. Great lunch specials all the time. We'll get to more of that later. All right. So what the hell's going on with the Cubs? A couple of minor moves in their bullpen. The chat's on fire. I'm going to get right to it. But you guys keep me up to date too. I'm all over the trade deadline here. I'll be looking at my phone a lot during this. The White Sox have yet to, they did trade Slater yesterday. There's a report from Mark Feinsand about Luis Robert saying that the White Sox are unlikely to trade Luis Robert and they would pick up a $20 million option. Seems like other teams liked Robert but didn't love him enough to meet Chicago's asking price. The two $20 million club options for 6 and 7 complicate things to an extent, and some suitors may look at him as a rental while the White Sox do not. I don't want him on here. And I know there are people already coming at me on X saying, why would you trade him? It's stupid. I want to move on from him. That's what I want to do. I don't care. What's to say that Luis Robert is going to be anything better than he already is right now? So let's get into the chat. I'm queuing up some of my tweets here to make sure that I'm up to date. I got passing going right now. Eric, what's up, Jed? Better get going on the trade deadline. Clock is ticking. By the way, 4:30 show today to get deals done. Better make a huge move before the deadline ends. Nice win by the Cubs yesterday. Hello to all the Recap Lunch Hour folks. Godfather, Swayze, Clyde, Lip Ripper, Breck. Love the shout-outs. What's up? Becky gets a little shout-out. Hoyer, go get Adrian Hauser or Cabrera or Kelly. If you can get Mackenzie Gore, if that's real, look out. Mackenzie Gore is a real deal. He's going to cost. But you know what, people? That's the price of doing business at the trade deadline. Pay to play. Hope Soroka, Michael Soroka, who was with the White Sox last year, and Old Man Kettridge aren't the only moves we make, or I'll puke, says Lake Trout Larry. I agree. I said I'd flip a table over. I would flip a table over if that's the only 2 moves you made. This could be a really stupid question, but I'm a hockey guy. This team needs a spark bad. So what would charging the mound for the first pitch just to start a fight like 4 Nations get the boy? Yeah, I think it would, in theory. If you get Mackenzie Gore, I'm not flipping a table because that solidifies your rotation, and that guy's a dude. If we can get Kelly and Gore, I'm all good with that. Maybe another utility guy in the lineup. Also, maybe one more solid bullpen arm. Justin Jed better wake up right now because everyone's making splashes. Respect to Padres GM AJ Preller. Wish ours was like that. I said that on Twitter earlier that, man, it would be nice in Chicago to have something like that, wouldn't it? A guy who's not afraid to move his chips in and say, I got the best hand. Yeah, and some people are like, well, how many pennants has he won? Who gives a shit? The Padres are in it every year. You got to be in it. Don't sit there and point to banners because you don't have. If you're in Chicago, do not bring up banners. Please do not. The Mariners got Eugenio Suarez last night. At least he's in the American League now. Yeah. Suarez to the Mariners, Miller to the Padres, Duran to the Phillies, Bieber to the Blue Jays, Helsley to the Mets. Are you kidding me? Do you want to win, Jed, or what? Make some moves. I agreed. Phil, the real Phil Sims. Yell, yell, yell. What is Jed waiting for? You really want to screw this up? Extension for nothing. Get Gore, Sandy, or Cease. Winning teams don't have step. Finnegan, I said to the Tigers. Kelly, Cabrera, our left. Zach Gallen, Mackenzie Gore. Plus, guys, there are names out there that we don't even know. There are names out there that people are calling about that we don't even know. Makes you wish either Buster Posey or AJ Preller were in charge. They're not scared to make moves. I don't, guys. There's what 4.5 hours to the trade deadline. I'm not going to sit here and say Jed Hoyer is scared to make a move because I'm not judging him until the final clock strikes 5, and probably in the minutes after. We do always find out that trades happen after the fact. So let's see what happens. Hoyer not scared yet. You mean to tell me that Justin Hollander can get Naylor and Suarez within 10 days and Jed can't make any big moves? Are you kidding me? Landon, hi, Eric and Becky, the real PS, Clyde, Dr. Richard Kimball. Becky is all in on Adrian Hauser. It wouldn't surprise me if he ended up on the Cubs, maybe with a Mike Talkman. That would also make Becky happy. They only spend money on crappy former Braves like Swanson and Hayward. Betty gives Albies $400 million. Wow, Kate Horton stays. Wow, just wow, says Josh. We might get seats. What's up, Rob? Hey, lunch crew. Hope y'all having a great day. Hope we get surprised by the Cubs getting Gore or Joe Ryan. Where's Godfather? Godfather, I might actually side with you today. Like I said, if we can get Gore and Kelly to our rotation, I'm all good with that. But Jed better handle this business. Times clicking, not much left of the trade deadline. Thomas, third largest market in baseball. This is what we get. Pathetic. Since you say we have one of the best farm systems in baseball, don't be scared to handle business. They should not be scared to trade all 4 members of the top 100 if they're doing it for the right reasons. You should have been in on the Mason Miller. If the Padres aren't scared to trade the number 3 overall prospect in all of baseball, you shouldn't be scared either. I'm doing a Twitter search here, folks. Just making sure we're up to date. If Jed is content, I'm blasting him to Mars, as you should. And I wish and hope all of you join me at 4:30 today, because we'll have plenty to talk about. The moves will be coming in. We'll stay through the deadline, and we'll wrap it all up. Thomas, Owen Casey needs to be called up now since they don't want to trade him. You can't call up a guy that you're trying to probably move. I'd be surprised. Okay, I'm going to say this. I'll be surprised if there's no moves or very fringe moves and that Owen Casey's still a Cub. I will be. The 2 players are fine, but nowhere near what is needed. But they're fine. They're fine. Soroka's probably a bullpen piece. He was with the White Sox. He was starting in Washington. They're fine. They're just guys to me. So far, straight hot garbage, says Phil. No moves, and all hell will break loose. Cap will go ballistic. I'll definitely sign up for that. I'd rather sign up for the Cubs making moves than Cap going ballistic, to be honest with you. I don't want to see Cap go off just to go off. I'd like to see the Cubs be a real threat in the National League. The Cubs have the prospects, says TJ, and plenty of money. No excuses whatsoever to not make significant moves. And the other thing, if they were like hovering around 500 and hanging around the wild card, I could make an argument that standing pat would be fine. Not now. Not when you're one of the best offenses in the game and you actually have a shot if you get in the dance to be legit. So I'm with you guys. I know Cap will definitely bring the business. He will if the Cubs don't make moves. If they get Mackenzie Gore, I've already talked to Cap twice today. He'd be jacked up about that. If Gore and Cease aren't Cubs by 4 p.m., I'm canceling Marquee. No point putting money in the pockets of Ricketts if they aren't going to use it on players. And that's the thing. Like, you guys kind of hold the chips here. As fans, you guys kind of hold the chips. And I don't blame you. If you canceled Marquee because the Cubs didn't upgrade, I'm not going to. I understand. TJ, Jed's extension is because he and Tom are on the same page financially. We'll see. Guys, like, this is not the trade deadline special. This is like the warm-up to the warm-up. The trade deadline's not over. I know it feels because the Cubs haven't done anything that it is, but hang on. Phil says it's very, very disappointing thus far. Jed, you are in a civic embarrassment. Yes, I said it. I don't blame people for being upset. Jed has no excuses. They have the money and the resources. I know my guy Phil has been waiting to use the civic embarrassment, but I'm not going there yet. 4:30, Phil, you want to come on and do it? Amen. On MLB Network, which I have on right now, they're saying that now the Yankees are inquiring about Sandy Alcantara. I think I saw 5 teams are up. And guess what? The price has gone up for Alcantara, because why wouldn't it? Look what's being talked about around the league. Look at the trades being made. Look at the prospects being dealt. Bob Nightingale, the San Diego Padres are still on the prowl for an outfielder and are confident they'll land one before the deadline. That's why I'm not as confident that the White Sox won't trade Luis Robert. Especially because the Padres they're legit. They'll give up prospects. I'm just looking here, doing a quick dive. I don't see anything of note of yet, just some rumors. Becky, why didn't they wait till after the season to extend him or not? And I have a dentist appointment at 1:45. You better get done by 4:30. Sam, where do you think Adrian Hauser will go? Okay, Hauser will go. He will definitely go. Otherwise, I'd probably call it malpractice on Chris Getz. The question is, so if the Cubs are all in, let's just say the Cubs are all in on a Mackenzie Gore type right now. They get Mackenzie Gore. I think they then pivot to a guy like Adrian Hauser. Probably don't feel the need to get that deal done. You know, the Milwaukee Brewers would be interesting for Adrian Hauser. He was a Brewer for a long time. That's the type of move that I could see the Brewers making because he's not owed much money. I don't even think he's owed $1 million the rest of the year. Hauser's ERA is definitely under 3. Godfather, there's our guy. It's the usual thing with Tom Ricketts. As the top players go elsewhere and the Cubs get the leftovers, people call me a complainer, but it's the same crap every year with Ricketts. Again, I've been saying this for how long, guys, on this show? A month, 2 months, that I'm confident something's going to get done. I'm absolutely confident something is going to get done. And what happens? We're sitting here on the trade deadline. On the trade deadline. Nothing's gotten done yet. Thomas, 100% correct. Landon, Chicago sports teams, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Godfather, tell Cap when he said the Cubs might get Suarez, that was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I will tell Cap that. He was pretty jacked up about that voicemail, wasn't he? The dead. Jed, do something. Need a starting pitcher. Jed is afraid to make moves, said Johnny. The Padres are nuts. Can't believe that. Give me nuts. I want nuts. I want our GMs to act like that. Impatient Chad is impatient, says Evan. I'm not sure what else we're supposed to expect. If the trade deadline was kind of leading up to this show, I would get it. But not when the big closers are off the board now. Now, the big starting pitchers have yet to move. Aloha from Honolulu, Rick. Appreciate you being here, my man. What is it? This is the breakfast hour down in Hawaii. Be safe down there. I hope the tsunami warnings and everything. It sounds like it didn't impact as much as they expected, so that's great. I'd go get Willie Castro, says David. All big market teams doing big market things except Jed and the Cubs, says Johnny. A fake Cub fan 1980. Welcome to the chat. I've got a feeling the Cubs aren't doing anything significant. The Brewers are too good, so it's not worth going all in. Oh, boy. They're a game back, folks. They're a game back. I mean, I'm not going there. Not yet. Taking a look here at the chat. Don't see still, yeah, things are happening. Ryan O'Hearn of the Orioles, 874 OPS against righties, expected to be traded today. Pirates are speaking with a number of teams about David Bednar, including the Yankees. Bednar, the closer, the former All-Star closer. Cubs reportedly declining to part with Moises Ballesteros in moves contemplated thus far. That from our friends at Bleacher Nation. What the F? Stop telling me, guys, there's nobody untouchable, but you're unwilling to part with. No. If that's the stuff we find out in 4 hours from now, is that the Cubs were unwilling to part with some of these prospects, then be pissed. Jay True, Jed is notorious for trading for a solid number 6 starter. Jed, please go get a starter from Andy Man. LC K-Dog, not getting Suarez was a massive gut punch for the Cubs. They'll need to get Willie Castro now, plus more arms, or this will be a missed opportunity. Have to admire. I think you're talking about AJ Preller, Jimmy, same old Cubs. Brewers aren't doing anything. They got Danny Jansen, and they got Andrew Vaughn. I mean, who knew Andrew Vaughn would be one of the big gets so far at the deadline? What major moves did I miss, Angel? Well, the biggest move of the day are the Padres getting Mason Miller, probably the best closer in the game. They traded a package of 4 prospects, including the number 3 overall prospect in the game, and they're not afraid. And I love it. Kyle Finnegan, the closer from Washington, is now in Detroit. Duran, the stud closer in Minnesota, is now in Philadelphia. I'm shaking my head because come on now, Phil. That's why Preller's a real GM, unlike someone on the north side. Jay True, the big signing, will be re-signing Bruhan. Sean, Cubs aren't done making trades, I don't think. Well, let's hope not. The Dead, if they miss out, they better not say Tyone and Assad are coming back. Those two don't push you over the edge at all. Corey, it's the same old shit with the Cubs. It's beyond frustrating. They continue to show me nothing. I haven't been to a game in 5 years. Why should I invest in the Cubs if they don't invest in us? I don't disagree with you guys. And that's why I said you guys hold the cards as fans. But let's pump the brakes, give them 4 hours. Cubs say, get a deal done, Jed. Swayze, Guff, do you feel like there aren't any surefire aces available that would put the Cubs over the top like in past years? What do you think, buddy? I mean, we don't. Dylan Cease. Now, if you're not willing to make a move, it looked like Dylan Cease would be on the go, and now you're like, if you're the Padres, you're like, well, you're going all in. I get it. I think there's guys out there that are being called about that are either cost too much. Alcantara, I'd probably go Cabrera more. Certainly, Mackenzie Gore to me, that's ace type stuff. Brown won't get traded. She's talking about Ben Brown. We'll see about that. Jed is to pull some deals. This is not enough to win the World Series. Agreed, Bird Dog. The Sucks would pick up his option. I call BS. Talking about Luis Robert. People are coming at me going, you can't be stupid, Guff. You got to, come on. What's up, Jonathan O'Brien? Godfather, San Diego small market gets the best players. Ricketts makes me sick. Gore got lit up a couple days ago. Or, I mean, we're looking at the whole enchilada here, not his recent start. Sox need a clean house from the last failed team. Robert's the last time to. That's what I'm saying, Lip Ripper. This is a precedent. This is a precedent. This is about making a move, turning a page. Last day to get the drink of the month. The Repo Read is $8 today only, because tomorrow there's a new drink of the month. It's August. Can you believe tomorrow's August? OriginalHooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order.hooters.com. 11 to 3 lunch specials. OG wings, boneless wings, the burger, snow crab legs, $14.99 today. It's a special. Get it. Get the cinnamon pretzel bites. Order.hooters.com, straight to your office, straight to your door, DoorDash, or you pick it up. The Big Daddy mugs, Michelob Ultra, Mango Cart, Kona Big Wave, Sam Adams Summer Ale. Sam Adams Summer Ale about to turn Oktoberfest here pretty soon. Crazy, crazy stuff. Going back to the chat, which is absolutely loaded. 13 Dove Man, Robert was only playing hard to get traded. Now I'll go back to free swinging and getting hurt. Exactly. Like, you can't tell me that's not true. That's how I feel. I'm like, why keep a guy that you're hoping, oh, maybe this is him now? Come on, man. Come on, man. K-Dog. Dodgers got Brock Stewart from Twins. They could get Cease. We'll see, Becky. Brock, send the Jaguar, Triantos, and Rojas, and go get Gort. Yeah, don't give me this. There's no untouchable crap. If Jed goes past 6 to not do jack shit, I'm going to be very upset, and I'm in Miami, not even in Chicago. Yeah, you're down in Florida with my guy Lip Ripper's down there. Enjoy your vacation, Josh. You should. Gore isn't leaving unless the Cubs offer gold for him. But here's the thing, Jess. The Cubs have gold. Captain, why was that lady so mean to Cap? We saw the video of Cap, the fanny pack. It's a lot for me, the fanny pack. But the lady going up was barking at Cap if you saw the video on the socials. You got to laugh. Jay True question. Do you want 3 lefties going 1, 2, 3? Gore's good, but 3 lefties has never worked out. That's a great point, Jay. It's a really good point. It's valid. But the Cubs are where they are right now. 3 lefties to me would be tough. 3 lefties to me would be tough. But Mackenzie Gore, he's different than, he's better than Matthew Boyd. He is. It's a fact. Thomas, Cubs are costing themselves a World Series if they get a bunch of nobodies. I don't disagree. Where's Mount Kaplan? Cohort. This is the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff. We do it every day at 12:30. Cohort, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the program. Sometimes Cap's on, sometimes he's not. A lot of times I'm doing the show from the office. Today, here in the palatial. Corey, Jed doesn't have to do anything. He's got his contract. And that's going to be the narrative if nothing happens. Cubs have not given up any of their top 10 prospects yet. What the F, says Andy. Appreciate that, Dad. Cubs should be on the phone with Getz for Hauser and or Savali or both. Agreed. Savali's not good. Like, Those guys aren't going to probably get you over the top to the World Series either, but they give you rotation depth in the way that Hauser's pitched. It would get he'd be right now in the Cubs top 4. I hope this is all smoke and mirror, says Clint, with the Gore talk. Put up or shut up, Jed. Feinstein said the Cubs won't trade Ballesteros. And I just commented on that. That's asinine. I didn't know Moises Ballesteros was a Hall of Famer just yet. Luke, it's almost like Jed signed his huge unworthy extension and went on vacation. If this is all that we do, it's truly mind-boggling. Sox can fleece the Cubs right now. Hauser for Owen Casey. Get it done. Getz, walk him over there. Erica, Jed, I'm a fan of yours. However, this is put up or shut up time. Really well said. Hauser and Robert to the Cubs for Owen Casey. Make it happen. There would be a lot of happy Sox fans. Jed Hoyer says scrap. Might have something up his sleeve like players that are under control. He does like players under control. Contract-wise, Mackenzie Gore would be that. Takes 2 teams to tango, Andy. Seems like there's a lot of tangoing going on right now, though. That's the problem. The Mariners actually want to win, says Progressively Independent. Gator Bite. A lot of new names in the chat. Appreciate you all for being here. The newbies, we do it every day, 12:30, right here on the recap here on YouTube. Appreciate you being here. It's all brought to you by Hooters. Gavin Williams and Jose Ramirez to the Cubs. Who says no to that? Nobody. That would be that big time. Let's go. I'm back to the old X platform here, and it doesn't look like there's anything of note going on. I'm also locked in on passing, so if there's anything, keep it coming. Jay, them not getting Shane Bieber reminds me of them not going to get Verlander. The difference was Bieber is coming back from Tommy John. He's looked really good in 4 rehab starts. I would expect him to be a actual dude for the Blue Jays. That's a great trade for the Blue Jays. A's looking nice once they get to Vegas. Yeah, that's why Mason Miller, who was not a free agent until 2030, which is, that's why you trade an 18-year-old. What is happening? Time is ticking. Terry Gore would be great, but I'm imploring Jed not to put all his eggs in one basket while the Yankees get Cabrera or Sandy, and in the end, Nats ownership turns it down. The newbies to the chat are awesome. What did Jed do to earn his extension? Failed on return from Rizzo and Bryant, Darvish, and the DFA of Schwarber will forever sting. And not a lot of people feel that way. He did get PCA for Javi. Alex, Hoyer's a late trader. He's waiting for the price to go down. He's not going to give the farm and overpay for nothing. We need aces. We'll see. Sounds like teams aren't afraid to hold on to dudes. Is Ernie Broglio available? Says Robert. Sean, Feinstein said, I know. Let's see what, again, I'm not going to judge yet. The big trades have not happened yet. Gator, the best closer in baseball was traded. I mean, what's wrong with the strategy of middling trade moves and leveraging your top prospects like Ballesteros, Owen Casey, and Jackson Wiggins? The problem is if you're willing to just sit there on your hands and not upgrade when it's time to make the move. Wish Theo was still here, says Ray. Theo didn't make 100. Like, he made bad moves. He did win a World Series. How many runs has Gore given up in his last 3 starts? Let's look at Mackenzie Gore. And I'll go a little bit longer here for you guys today as we look at trades coming in. Mackenzie Gore, 4-11 with a 3.80. Don't look at the record as much. He's pitching for a terrible team. His last 3 starts, you asked, 8 earned, 1 earned, 6 earned. It's not been great. He's not been great. As a matter of fact, if you go back, we go back to June 20th. June 20th, Mackenzie Gore has not been very good. He's given up 5 earned, 1 earned, 2 earned, 1 earned, 8 earned, 1 earned, 6 earned. He's kind of all over the place. So let's try to get this summation. Been a little bit all over the place, but I'm not going to lie to you. He's a dude. He's a dude. Getting Kittredge is good. Just need him to do what Flexen was doing before he melted down, says Dan, a fake Cubs fan. What are we going to do with McGuire? Amaya coming back. We can't DFA him, maybe involved in a trade. That could be. Just getting information there. Erica. Yeah, I don't need to see Mount St. Kaplan go off. Exactly, Erica. I want to see the Cubs make a move. If the Cubs don't make a move, Cap will join Shooter McGavin in the loony bin. Stop acting like the Cubs don't spend money. Wrong side of town, clowns. Here we go. J-Dub Cup fan. We're running out of time. Do we want to win? Last minute surprises. Mark Key already took my payment for August, so by the time I cancel, the season's almost over. Shaking my head. they can't get a number one, get a 2 or 3. They need an arm and a guy off the bench, says Drive. Jed is probably thinking they don't make a big move because he's confident in what they have. Jess, at least I hope the payment can go to the Cubs for a cure campaign. That'd be good. Sean, Fine Sense said, I know. I've been saying that Ricketts and Jed need a McCaskey type wake-up call. Johnny, the Cubs, acting like they do is extremely frustrating. Agreed, but let's not judge them just yet. Gator, Padres and Phillies have done well. Bullpen win championship. Clint, still can't believe this is the deadline. And I still believe this is the deadline. Jed lands a big fish. Clint still got faith. Cubs will show their financial prowess by signing Tucker during free agency. God, I hope there's stuff to talk about. Scrap. Don't know if they'll pay Tucker after this year. Man, Justin, takes 2 to tango. Other teams may not lower their asking price for the Cubs, so we either give in and overpay or make marginal moves. I still trust Jed to make moves before the deadline ends. Folks, the chat is absolutely on fire. There are so many. I will not get to all of these. Sox 1 win away from last win. That's a great point, Ray. They're 40, 2 out of 3 against the Phillies. Very impressive. Alex says I'll hold my comments about Hoyer until after 6, 5 p.m. Central, giving him a chance right now. Jed needs to do whatever it takes this season because if they don't, I think they have a 0% chance to bring Tucker back. We'll see. What time do we get Cap, Gordo, Hood, and Guff? Is it live? We'll be live at 4:30 today. 4:30 today. Thought I had the promo in here. 4:30 today, everybody. My computer's acting up on me. I don't have the promo here because of the way the computer is. 4:30 today, live trade deadline special. I'll make a banner for it right now. 4:30 today, the 4:30 recap. Trade deadline special. 4:30 p.m. today. So we all are on the same page. There you go. It will be live. I'll take you all the way through the deadline. Try to get guests along the way. Looking at the last part. Last time I'll look at Twitter here before we wrap things up here on this edition of the Recap Lunch Hour. Still nothing. It's going to be an active couple of hours here, folks. It'll be an active couple of hours. We'll be live with you at 4:30. Let me give you the bet of the day because believe it or not, there are just a couple of games going on today. We went 1-1 yesterday. We split the Phillies did not go over their team total. PCA monster game, well over the 1.5 RBIs, runs, and hits combo. Andrew Abbott, I know it's a high price. Cincinnati Reds today. I'm going with Andrew Abbott. 5 or more strikeouts at -160. You see, we're 2-2 this week, trying to get closer to 500 for the month of July. We got football tonight, by the way. The Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio, between the Lions and the Chargers. For shits and giggles, I almost threw a bet out in that game, but that's ridiculous. I can't bet on preseason football, especially the Hall of Fame game. 5 or more strikeouts for Andrew Abbott in Cincinnati, who got a boost. Brian Hayes at third base from an in-division trade, which is always fun to see and very rare a lot of times. But that's the bet of the day. Looking at a few more comments here as we go. Matthews, Ballesteros really going to keep the Cubs from making a deal for a controllable starting pitcher that slots into the top of the rotation. Are they playing hardball? Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe a little bit of both. Jed is here and he ain't trading Smart. Buying Smart. Don't expect anything to happen. I'm sure Jed is focused on the future, not just this year. Joseph, I think moving Ballesteros yesterday was to show specific teams his abilities. Jeds may have something under his sleeve. I hope. Lips going over 33.5 in the Hall of Fame game. That's probably the play. Honestly, Lip. It's probably the play. A lot of backups out there, especially in the fourth quarter. That thing's just going to be a bunch of guys who won't make the league. Hope we get Hauser and Gore. If we can pull that off, I think we're set. Feel we need an off-the-bench bat, but I don't even know who's available to fill that role. A lot of stuff to be had here, folks. A lot of stuff to be had. That's what's going on. There's the bet of the day. Join us at 4:30. Where's that? Join us at 4:30. I'll be on today. Get some guests on. 4:30 today. I'll keep you through the deadline. Join us right here on the recap. It's all brought to you by Hooters. The Trade Deadline Show brought to you by the Illinois Tollway and Wintrust. Looking forward to that in a few hours here. And hey, bring your friends. A big, heavy, healthy chat today. Bring your friends to the program today. Be ready to flip a table because if the Cubs don't get busy here in the next few hours, the chat's going to be loud, as it should be. It's loud right now. 4:30 today. I appreciate you guys greatly. For those who reached out yesterday after the show ended I appreciate you too. I appreciate you too. Keep us in your thoughts. It's the Recap Lunch Hour. We do it every day at 12:30 right here on the Recap. It's brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order.hooters.com to have it delivered to your door, to your office, wherever it might be. 4:30 today. We'll see you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take a walk if you need to get out. 4:30 today. We go all the way up to the deadline. See you then.